Hi everybody. Well, it's been a very long time since I've done a video of any type. Obviously a lot has happened since my last one, not least a heart transplant. So I thought I wanted to start doing these again, today I'm coming to the Alfred Hospital, which is behind me, hopefully for my last biopsy. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so here at the Alfred Hospital, in the first year of having a transplant, you have many biopsies, and that's to make sure that the new organ that you've been given, is not rejecting in the body. So the process is you go into the cath lab, and they put a catheter in your neck, and then they feed a wire down that catheter in through the heart, and on the end of the wire there's a sort of a snipper, a bit like a pair of toenail clippers, I guess, and they basically take a sample of the tissue of your heart. So they've given you a heart, and now they're taking some of it away again. Anyway, maybe that's the repayment. So that's the process, right? And then they take those samples, normally 4 of them, and then they send those to the lab to be analysed. And then later today, I'll know if there's any rejection or not. After the appointment today, I'll be coming back on Friday to see the docs, and they'll tell me whether I need to have any more biopsies or not. So, fingers crossed. Let's go. Okay, so I've checked in. It's mask on time. Got my wristband for the day. Just sitting in the waiting room. So the order of play is usually see the transplant nurse, make sure everything's okay generally, have some bloods done, then an ECG, then I have the biopsy, then I go back to see the transplant nurse again. They just sort of take care of the wound and that stuff, and then I go for an x-ray, and then after the x-ray I can go home. So the whole process takes normally 2 or 3 hours. It depends upon how they're going, but there we go. Okay, just had the bloods done, off for an ECG now. No, actually it was when was it? About 6 weeks ago, actually. Okay. So the biopsy's all done. It was actually very sore. Worst one I've had probably in terms of pain, but that's because there was a registrar who was learning how to do them under the watchful eye of Professor K, which was very good. So I'm a bit pink as well from the disinfectant that they used, but now it's time to get an x-ray. Okay, me again. So the biopsy was done today, and I've come back near home and gone to the gym and had a swim, and now I just have to wait for the results. So I'll add those results onto this video shortly. So in the last year after transplant, and this is general for everybody, you have around 15 to 17 biopsies, depending upon how you're getting on and how they wean you off the medication. So I think I've had about 16. I've actually lost count. Today actually was quite painful. It was probably the most painful one I've had. Like all people in all jobs, they have to learn, and today I had a registrar doctor that was doing the biopsy, but he was accompanied by the most senior doctor for the transplant service at the Alfred, who is an amazing man, an amazing doctor. So he, the doctor, the amazing doctor, he actually did the biopsy, but he let the registrar put the catheter into my neck, and it was actually very sore. But anyway, it's done now, so fingers crossed. That'll be it as far as biopsies are concerned, and I won't need to have any more, but I won't know that until Friday this week. So all good. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. All right, so back home in the evening. Excuse the hair, been swimming. Anyway, just had the text through from the hospital to say I have no rejection from today's biopsy, which is obviously fabulous news. So I think this might mean, I'll find out on Friday for sure, but I think this might mean no more biopsies for me, which of course would be great. So it's almost like sort of, the feeling is a little bit like you've had your armbands taken off kind of thing, you know, you've been let off the leash a little bit. So after the transplant, like for anybody, they take massive amounts of care of you. It's very intense. The care that they give you is very intense. It's amazing, but it's very intense, and they're they're encouraging you to be very careful about what you do, and you are obviously very careful about what you do. And that very first year after a transplant is extremely crucial in terms of rejection, in terms of infection. You're more likely to have rejection and get more infection in the first year than any other time. So today, I think the tether will be cut a little bit more on Friday, and what that means is I will see them in clinic every 3 months. I've got an MRI coming up, and a couple of other tests as well. So anyway, there we go. So that's the wrap of today's trip to the hospital for the biopsy. Hope you've enjoyed it, and catch up with you guys soon. See you.